Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching to Lviv Let Die. And now we, in the last episode, drew with title rivals Kryvbas Kryvbas, and then beat our closest city rivals Karpat Lviv 4-1, meaning that we are still, unfortunately, 4 points behind leaders Kryvbas in the league. But the next 2 or 3 games should sort things out. Stal have been relegated. Kel Surprise haven't won a game all season. Our next game is against Shakhtar. It's a big one. Kryvbas are playing Karpaty, so there's every chance that they will win because our boys from Karpaty from Lviv do not want to give us the win, but hopefully they don't play like that. Let's put Gonzalez on the bench, and otherwise let's leave the team as they were, because we played pretty well against Karpaty, and also the cup game will need to have some Ukrainian players playing, so we'll maybe replace a few of the tired players for that one. Now this is a big game because this is probably our toughest, except for Ilichevets on the last day of the season. This is probably our toughest test. So the onus is on us to go out and actually win us some points and hopefully again try and claw back those guys from Kryvbas or from Kryvbas. Big ball up. Rosic gets it for once and he passes it out to Pandagotu. Maybe should have started with Donkor on the right, but it's okay. Ball goes into the box, but I don't know sure if that was a shot or whatever, but it disappointingly goes wide. Of course, Gavela scored early on against Stal, but Stal are terrible, so I suppose that does make sense. Karpaty, we need you to win us some points now, please. We'll go back to that later on. Okafor now. Magube scored 4 in a game recently, maybe even the last game. But yeah, for now, 5 minutes in, both teams have had chances. Hernandez, his ball goes into the side netting. 1 shot apiece. They've had a half chance. We've had another chance. That's cool. 14 minutes gone. Onra to Gogwa. I need to change Onra's name because I do not like saying it. Gogwa, Juric to Gogwa, Jonassen to Bellinger. Bellinger turns a full 360 before kicking the ball out for a throw-in. No real need to do that, but he is a maverick. 21 minutes gone. Riabakon, that's what the little apostrophe at the end of his name means. Nyarko. Magube has the ball again. Chang manages to recover nicely. I was going to say he was absolutely left for dead, but then Magube just sort of stopped asking him to come and tackle him. Obviously they wanted the corner. Okafor puts the ball in the middle. Henderson beaten in the air by Musaka at the back post, and now we have the opportunity to break. Rosic gives the ball to Belanja, but not down the line. He plays it completely square, which slows our momentum down. Okay, now then, we have a free kick. Gogua puts the ball in the middle. Oh, it's gone in. Musaka hits the post. The ball falls to Rosic for his 30th of the season. We are 1-0 up now. Can we hope that Karpaty... Oh, Karpaty, useless. Fine. So we are still 4 points behind. Header from Musaka hits the bar. Rosic is there to just scoop it into the net. Lovely stuff. From 2 yards, maybe his most important goal of the season, but we'll see because we still need those bastards from Kryvbas. Oh, the ball nearly goes in again. Chaktas making a save and just about tipping the ball over at the 2nd or 3rd attempt. Gogwa's corner now. Could Musaka win it again? He does. Heads it towards the back post again, but this time it goes over the bar. Karpaty, we need you to score some goals. Kryvbas do not concede very many goals. Gogwa puts the ball in the middle. Big Mick heads over the bar. We're having lots of chances here. This is nice to see. What else is happening elsewhere? Nothing. Karpaty, come on. Kryvbas can't be that good in defence. How are they that good? Gogwa's ball now from the free kick. Rosic. Oh, Rosic heads over. Possibly could have been easier to score that. Like, just needed to guide it to the back post. The keeper was well out of position. Magube beaten by Musaka in the air, and Rosic wins the ball in the air as well. Another rarity, twice in one game. Jonassen tries to have a... what's happening? And Daniel Rosic, okay, so he was offside. Strange little bit of play there, but we do not end up scoring a goal. It's only 1-0. We've had lots of chances. Gogwa, his ball is deflected to Musaka. Chaktas again saves. Another very good save there. Gogwa now his free kick, now his corner. Musakat's header over the bar. Musakat's been involved a lot, so has Gogwa, so has Rosic. That's what we like to see, I guess. Now they have a throw-in. 43 minutes gone. Gogua wins the ball back. Jornason to Bellinger. Bellinger to Jornason. Jornason running across the pitch. Gogua now has it back to Jornason. Jornason's shot over the bar. Tries to curl it down the centre of the goal. Doesn't work for some reason. This has been half-time. We've had plenty of chances to snatch a larger lead, but I think 1-0 at the moment is not bad at all. Let's hope that in the second half the Karpaty team can raise themselves, maybe just get one. They only need to draw, and that will put us within 1 point of the title. Rosic, oh, Rosic hits the post, unbelievable. Musa Kurt, Henra to Gogua, out to Chang again, Gogua back to Juric. Jornason puts the ball to Juric, and now Juric is playing the ball to Jornason. Henra, his shot goes out via a deflection for a throw-in on the far left. Goverla has scored. I thought that might have been a goal in the Kryvbas game, but no. Belanja, Jornason, good effort, but nicely saved. Again, their goalkeeper's having a very good game. We've had loads of chances here. They've had hardly any. Strangely subdued season from Shakhtar, actually. Jornason now with the ball, puts the ball to Bellinger. Another great save from Shakhtar. You want to think if that ball had gone slightly further to the other side. Oh, it's saved off the line. You'd have thought they might have gone in. Gogua now, God, they are really living dangerously. We've had 2 or 3 really good chances. It's only been 5 minutes in this half so far. And now, of course, they fucking break, I would expect. Barbat, no. Magube to Okafor, back to Magube, and Big Mick and Gogua come together to clear the ball, but only as far as Jarasevic. And now they have a little bit of time on the ball. Juric has been beaten by Barbat. Barbat puts the ball in the middle. Henrad, I was worried he was going to put the ball in his own net. He didn't know. Rosic actually won the ball but did cause a foul. Got to question what the 2 centre-backs for Shakhtar are doing if they're being beaten in the air by Rosic, who not a known winner of things in the air. Gogua, nicely done to work himself into some space, but an unnecessarily poor shot. Shakhtar now, 54 minutes gone. It's been only 10 minutes in this half. We've had about 6 chances, I would say. Okafor now, Mahukbe. Oh, Okafor. And Kryvbas has scored again. Fuck. Just... that's so annoying. Come on then, we can... Gogua puts the ball in. Big Mick heads immediately back us into the lead. Heads back us into the lead. Kryvbas still not conceding any goals this season. It's absolutely ridiculous. 15. We've conceded just a lot. We've conceded too many. That's basically where we've dropped the league. Kryvbas, stellar defensive performance. We need someone to put a couple of goals past them. Karpaty in this game would be ideal, but really they just need to concede 2 more goals this season and we could win if they lost 1-0 in both those games. Jornason breaking, lovely stuff. Oh, but a poor effort, dragged wide. Unfortunate, really. What are we going to do? We're going to give Blas Gonzalez a game. He's going to play instead of Musa Kurt, who's done pretty well. And I think we'll let a few more minutes go past and maybe we'll take off Bellinger for Planinsek. Okay. Donko. On he comes. Bellinger. Bellinger's still going himself, but his effort sails past the post. Karpaty's still unable to score. Kryvbas are just some kind of defensive gods. It's ridiculous. They don't concede any goals. I think the goal that we scored against them and the goal that they lost to... I mean, they were on... It's so stupid. Gogua now. Gogua to Henra. Chang. To Henra. To Donko. Donko turns and shoots, but Shakhtar saves. Donko puts the ball back in the middle, and it is again in the arms of Shakhtar. 70 minutes gone. Gonzalez beaten in the air by Hugbe. Let's say Ronnie Vera. Bring him on, give him a bit of game time. Paredes. Over to Juric. An excellent player for us this season, as always. Occasional injuries. only kept him out for a few games. He's been really, really good. Jornason. The question really is whether it's the defence or the goalkeeper who's been letting in, like we've let in far too many goals, and I'm not sure whether what part of the team needs slightly tweaking, because we're clearly I would say we're clearly the best team in the league, except for defensively we concede a few goals, but we score so many. 2-1. I mean, considering the layout of the game so far, Gonzalez, do not fuck this. Right, well, no need for it really, but fine. Okafor, Big Mick clears. Hernandez, Okafor, Natale. I just think that, like, for example, Musa Kurt will be good. This is his first season with us. He's only 19 or 20. Also, Gonzalez is very young. The other defender we brought in, Godoy, also very young. Big Mick is the only defender with any kind of first-team experience for a whole season, I think. And then, you know, it doesn't really help us, I suppose. Hernandez, Donkor puts the ball up for Rosic to run onto, and he gets it, takes it past Natale, and now he's running. Rosic puts the ball into the middle, and Belanja heads in from the 6-yard box. They love him, apparently. We hit them on the counter-attack. Belanja and Rosic combining again. 3-1 to Lviv. And still, Kryvbas have not conceded. Why is it called League 2? Anyway, Rosic puts the ball, lovely stuff. They very rarely do that kind of pass where they actually just make a sensible ball across the box, but in this case he did. 70 goals for the season for us, not bad. Belanja now, Vera, Jornason has the ball again. I think he had a shot there, but it was deflected. Chang to Gogwa, Big Mick to Juric, and we still have the ball. We're confident, we're playing the ball around nicely. They've gone to a 4-5-1, which I don't think they started with. Donkor has the ball now, has a shot, but it's sailed over the bar. Come on, Karpati. It's so poor. It's ridiculous. Kryvbas is so good. Rosic has run Shakhtar ragged. We've done really well. A good win, boys. I would argue their goalkeeper must be man of the match, but no, Gogo has been given it. Yeah, ridiculous. 29 shots, 9 on target. We absolutely battered them. It's just a shame that Karpati couldn't do anything for us. Now, we are lucky in that our next league game is against Arsenal, who are pretty weak, but we do have the distraction of the cup in the middle of this here. So let's go here. The game was superb. I thought we played very well. Lasher was incredible. Yeah, I don't want him to leave. When does his contract up? He's got 2 years. Maybe I can try and offer him a contract now. Oh, okay. He'd be interested. He'd discuss it. What's he on 6? Let's give him double the wages. His guy doesn't like that much money. Let's give him a seasonal landmark goal bonus because he'll never ever hit that. Let's give him a not that much though, obviously. He can have a slightly higher goal bonus. Whoa, miles apart. How good do you think you are, mate? I mean, you are really good, but how good do you think you are? Alright, well, if we can win the cup or something, maybe that will help us in terms of bargaining with him. He's clearly being a bit of a grumpy goose, a grumpy football goose. Dynamo Kiev's average attendance is 19,999. Get one more seat in that stadium, lads. Oh dear. Our stadium, it's not being expanded anymore at the moment, is it? I think I'm right in saying that. Let's just quickly check. Expand stadium. No, the last one was done. It was last expanded last year in June. Maybe we can discuss with them that. Let's go. Where would it be? Stadium? I can't at the moment ask them about it. I can't ask them about anything, I think, because I annoyed them quite recently. Increase percentage of transfer junior coaching. No. Person I could ask for a new contract, but I don't need one at the moment. I want more coaches. That's what I want. Never mind. See you later, guys. Just walk into the room, look at my notes, throw them all on the floor, and walk out again without saying a single word. Anyway. Yeah, it's only been, 2 weeks, 3 weeks since I last spoke to them. Although that's what the hell that doesn't. That's not true because I didn't only speak to them in 2064, 65, and then 69. I speak to them all the time. Anyway, one would hope that they might increase our stadium this season if we get another high average attendance. That should be good. I'm hoping that we can start to build up a nice big stadium like we did in Śląsk, where we had that ridiculous 60,000 seater Zykov Park or whatever it's called. Should have been the Wheatland Arena, but we already had Wheatland Park in Western, their 60,000 seater stadium, which will soon be a League One ground. Unbelievable. I don't know. I don't get why the game is doing that. Like, I made them into a big club. They have the infrastructure to be a big club. Why can't they just sustain that? I mean, I guess because Western's quite a small place. I mean, imagine. So we're talking. If we go to how big is Western? Supermare. Just googling this whilst the game loads. They have a population of 76,000. So at the heyday, when I was manager and winning everything, like something like 90% of the 80 in the high 80% of the local town could have fitted into the stadium. See, look at that, like, good name, Olympique Noisy Le Sec. I mean, I like that. I think that's a fun name. Gugurinsborg, Lüleburgerabspor, Lucko. See, like Lucko, that's a fun name. I think they're in the German First Division as well. Also, like, no, D1, Lucko. Might be... Oh, it could be a Serbian league or something like that. I've loaded a bunch more leagues to try and increase our ability to find young players, which is the reason that the processing is so slow. I mean, the game... I've never played a game with this many leagues loaded in my life before. I think if we were back in the original setup where I think I only had, like... only one league loaded, which was the all the English leagues, and then everything else was, there was a few visible leagues but nothing else, and you couldn't manage them, and then it was going really, really fast even on my old laptop, but now I've expanded the remit a bit, so it's only to be expected. Consortium plan Pompey takeover, cool. Katepov rejects a new Shakhtar deal. Is he any good? Could we bring him in as a young... Ooh, he isn't bad. Oh. Dynamo Kiev have a young 18-year-old, I think he's a centre-back, who I'm considering signing. Mainly because we need good Ukrainian players to play in our cup games. And not so much for actual leagues. And I keep selling our best ones, like Golovchenko and who was the... Mikhailo Shpak. He's actually pretty good. Like, I looked at him. I don't think he plays very much for whoever he plays for. But he's a pretty good player. Not good enough, I would say, still for our team. But, I mean, he was pretty decent, and he came through at our club. And so they're saying that moron that they said, I think it was the last video or the video before that, where they said he was one of the best players to have come through the club in recent memory, and he was only going to be like a 2-star player. I mean, Mikhailo Shpak was probably a 2.5-star player, maybe 3. Definitely at the time he was really good. And he did score a lot of stunners. He scored that great goal against Spurs in the Champions League. I'm not sure if we recorded it, although I might have shown it on a replay. But he scored a stunner against Spurs in our first season in the Champions League. Yeah, good player, good player. I liked him a lot. Maybe I shouldn't have sold him because I think I've also sold in the January transfer window of this year. I think I sold a couple of our youngsters. So it means that our Ukrainian options for our cup games are pretty limited. But hopefully some of the players will start to become homegrown. Like, for example, Rosic will have been with the club for, I think, 3 or 4 years soon, which will mean that he's getting to be closing in on the requirement for Ukrainian citizenship. And usually on these games, they do take them. Like, for example, I don't remember the guy's name. Oh, like Mancia, for example, in Śląsk. He took Polish citizenship even though he was never going to play for Poland, so that we could count him as a homegrown player in our matchday squad. And I would hope that some of our boys do the same thing. Chippenham, see, look, doing pretty well here, down in 14th. There's even Swindon Supermarine there, who are a pretty cool team. But Chippenham, yeah, my hometown club, doing pretty well. And if I hadn't just done an English save, I would go there and they'd be my boys, and I'd take them up to the Premier League and probably just defeat everybody with them. But I feel like I've done that enough times. Right, it's unlikely. Don't want to rush him back. I'm confident. Attack. We're going to play Rosic in this game because I want to try and win the cup again. Ronnie Vera. He's still in my plans. Good players can always play together. Stop being such a moany and whiny little bitch. I'm having coffee, by the way. Yeah, as we continue to improve, the likelihood of our players being stolen from us both increases because people will want them more and they perform at a higher level, but also decreases because we'll be of a slightly higher ability level and people won't be able to... I'll be able to convince them to stay. So there you go. Spurs beat CSKA Moscow 6-1. Considering that we lost to CSKA, what was it, 8-6 on aggregate, I think we'd have been beaten quite handily by Spurs. But never mind. Swindon win in the Europa League quarter-final. When did we win the Europa League with Swindon? Yes, we did. We beat Atletico in the final. We also got to the final and lost to Chelsea. Oh, I do remember. Yeah. Okay. And then since then, they've won the Premier League a bunch of times. Liverpool won it last year. Cool. Well done them. They still haven't played a final in Zykov Park in Poland yet. I'm waiting for it to happen. It might not. But I remember, for example, when I was once... And they haven't done anything in Wheatland Park, have they? St James's Park... Has St James's Park, hosted it twice or 2 or 3 times in the last decade. I remember in a game when I was Dover manager, and I took them up to the Premier League and won everything with them. Our stadium ended up being the host to, I think, our first ever Champions League final. And we won it in our stadium, which was pretty nice. But it's interesting that they haven't put in, for example, maybe in the Champions League they might have hosted it. Let's just have a look quickly. Champions Cup. History, past winners. Anything there that you see? Wembley, Bernabeu, Antwerp? No. I mean, imagine, for example, in this one, like they're going down to League 2 or going down to League 1 potentially, and their ground hosts the Champions League final. Okay, so in the other quarterfinals, Metalist and Shakhtar both went through. So this year there is actually going to be someone interesting to play in the semis and the final, because I think last year we had a pretty simple run through to the final. Big Mick. So we have 11 and we need to have we can only have 7. So have we got any attackers? So Borovkov can play. Great. On you get. Do we have any other Ukrainians? No. Okay, right. Let's look at our under-21s then. Let's go for midfield. We do have some players. Okay, we've got Svitnitsky. He's a striker and he's bad. We've got Popadinets. He's actually okay. He can maybe join the bench instead of Planinsek. We've got this Brzezinski. He's actually okay, so he will play there. And then we've got Pidvirny. He's rubbish. And the rest of these guys are all out of contract on loans. Oh yeah, he's on trial. Yeah, Graham Hutchinson. We could play, 16-year-old Englishman who would technically count as homegrown. Defense. Vitaly Voskoboynyok. Oh, he's okay. Okay, you're playing then. Voskoboynyok, you're actually decent. In you get, my lad. We need one more. So what about... Hang on. Is any of these any good? Borisyuk. Terrible. But he might have to play. Oh, Chumachenko's okay, right? Chumachenko, I think I signed him. I did, I signed him for free. Okay, Chumachenko's going to play. Chumachenko comes in. He's one game away from having a ban. For Gonzalez, we'll bring on Ushtan for Bakur, and then we can just swap around our players. Let's maybe play Donkor. We can just swap around our other players to fill in the gaps there. This is good. Ushtan, he's the defender. He can have the number 41. Okay, so I think that we'll probably win this. We've still got enough good players in the team, and the couple of Ukrainians that we've put in are actually okay. Borovkov's decent, for example. We also have the Chimachenko, who's okay, and the central midfielder is not the worst player in the world. I mean, he's not great, but he's not great. and none of the rest of their team are either. Yeah, and it's another game in the Lviv's, in Karpaty's stadium, so it's a good opportunity for us to come here and make this really our home ground, basically. By far the biggest stadium in Lviv. I don't know why we moved out of our 30-odd thousand seater stadium. Oh, they've hit the side netting straight away. A couple of years back, but we went down to we went from having something like 11,000 in a, or probably wasn't even 11,000. I think we got about 6,000 to 8,000 in a 35,000 seater stadium, to having 4,000 in a 6,000 seater stadium, and now we get about 12,000 in about a 12,000 seater stadium. So that's good, I guess. Gogowa's ball to Berezhiny, who is tackled immediately, and now they have a break on Gamrikiedze. I guess he's new. Gamkaralidze is his name. Batyuk. Gamkaralidze taken out by Chumachenko. Nicely done. The coffee was required. I apologise. Swallowing right into the mic there. Just like any good porn star. Famulyak puts the ball in the middle. Ramirez heads it over. 3 cheers for him. He heads over the bar, though, unfortunately. And Paredes now has the ball. Big ball up to Rosic. Doesn't win it in the air. What a shock. Doesn't win it in the air again. Surprise. Gogowa out to Jornason. Jornason's ball tackled by Kretov. Batyuk, you would think, actually, looking at the way their team is set up, considering they have to play Ukrainians, it seems that they actually must have quite a few Ukrainians in their first team, which either means that they're playing a weakened team or their team is already weak. I think that's the one. I'm not sure how that Gamkralidze guy is playing, because he must be Georgian with a name like that. But maybe, for example, they've got, maybe like Bush is Ukrainian and we just don't know. I mean, Ivan is clearly Ukrainian. Batyuk is Ukrainian. Anyway, Rosic on the break. Can he be selfless again? Nope, he goes all himself. Gabunia taps the ball over, and it is a corner. Gogowa's ball comes in. Voskobiniak for us. I think he was left back. Anyway, he doesn't win the header in the box. Donkor, though, with an opportunity to cross. No, gives it to Brzezinski. Oh, it's gone in. Gabunia. Oh, no, it counts as Rosic. Apparently, it counts as Rosic's goal, even though Gabunia clearly put it in. We've taken the lead. That's his, 31st goal of the season? Donkor, Berezhiny, strange decision to chip it at goal. Rosic's header, Gabunia, I mean, did it hit the crossbar and then come back off him, or did he tap it and then tap it again into the goal? It's unclear. Jornason, though, gives it to Borovkov. Now, Borovkov lays on Rosic. Rosic can give it to Donkor. He does. Donkor has the ball. Rosic again. It's 2 goals in 5 minutes. And Rosic has both of them for us. We are probably through to the semi-finals of the Cups. After a slightly slow start, we are there. We wouldn't expect them to come back from this. We are dominating, it seems. And yeah, we look like we're in a pretty good place now. Rosic again. It's been a good few minutes, productive few minutes. We've won another corner. Rosic winning the corner off their defender. Gogowa now doing what he does best, taking dead balls. Gogowa puts the ball in the middle. Vorobiniak, it's a great save. It's a goal kick, in fact. It came off the crossbar. But, yeah, Juric now. The ball comes in again. Oh, Berezhiny went for the shot. He's actually the central midfielder. Went for the long-range screamer, but didn't get there. He's no Mihailo Spak. Rosic has run Karpaty ragged. Lovely stuff so far. Pleased with how things are going. Don't think we need to say too much more than that. The one problem that we always encounter in these games is that the Ukrainian players that we bring in, who only ever play like the Ukrainian Cup games each season, and you'd think they'd get some fitness from the youth league, but whatever. They always end up being absolutely knackered, and I can't replace them. So we just have to hope that by the time that we have to start taking players off, we were already far enough ahead that the poor young players don't die. Gogowa puts the ball in the middle. Bush clears, but only as far as Gamkralidze, whose ball is easily gathered by Chumachenko. Rosic for the hat-trick. No, he was offside anyway. That's his excuse. So we do have a couple of Ukrainians. We've got Borysiuk. We've got... the trouble is, it's players like Chumachenko are the ones that need to come off. We don't have a... Well, we can bring on Borysiuk. Chumachenko's playing okay. Do we have a good midfielder who's Ukrainian. Ushtan, no. I think we're okay for now. Maybe we can bring on Panda Go-To, maybe Tuamasi for Jornason, because we need to win this game here. Olafsson. Bush to Shamov. Bush now. Bush, his shot goes off Ramirez. 3 cheers to him, and it's offside. 57 minutes gone. We're going to make, is it only 1 change we made? I've already forgotten. That's how little I care about this game now that we're not winning. Yeah, 2 changes. Chumachenko and Jornason. Borussiuk has been injured after 2 minutes, possibly of his debut. So that means we have to bring on Ushtan to play on the right back position, even though he's not a right back. Sorry, Ushtan. You're just going to have to deal with it. 68 minutes on the clock. Shamov has been booked. And yeah, it's going to just sort of trickle down into nothingness, I think, this game. We might get another, they might get one. Arsenal Kiev have scored against Odessa, so good for them, I guess. Gabunia, Juric easily wins the ball in the air. Borovkov has the ball. His first game since the Champions League, in the Ukrainian Cup, of course. And he's not scored, which is strange, because he scored against... who did he score in the Champions League against? He got one against Seska. Anyway, Bush with the ball. Gives it to Ramirez. Bush again running down the wing. Ramirez. Memic, but Gogua gets there and clears comfortably. Kasalovic has a shot, but might as well just not have bothered. And it's a goal kick. Nothing's happening in these last few minutes. It's very dull. Someone I saw there didn't actually see... Oh, it's Gogua. That's not good. But it's okay, we have Admiral Herbert. Tuamasi running with the ball. Tuamasi still running with the ball, and he is then taken out by Yuri Kretov. Gogua comes on the pitch and is going to take his free kick right at the end. Oh, Kretov has been sent off as well. There we go. That's a man off for them. They had gone 4 up front in an attempt to try and get some goals back, but it didn't work. Gogua now puts the ball across the goal. Nobody even bothers to attack it. And to the extent that Voska Bojnik just decides to kick it out for a throw in. The arrogance of the lad. They're playing with 1 man in central midfield. Smart. Good. Okay, well, there we go. We were considered the... Why were we always considered the underdogs? Our reputation doesn't grow very much, it seems, despite winning everything for the last few years. Anyway, that has put us through to the semi-finals of the Cup. Very happy with that. We will find out, I guess, soon who is the man to... who is the team we're going to play in the quarters, in the semis. Ushtan made his debut. Was he the one that got... No, he's the centre-back, so yeah, he's okay. Good. Anyway, so that's that then. I'm going to just look at the fixtures. So this game is when Kryvbas are playing Shakhtar, so the opportunity, probably the last opportunity for them to have a good game. One suspects that we're not going to win the league. So unless something crazy happens, I'll see you for potentially the cup final. If we get knocked out of the cup, I'll maybe do the last 2 games just to do a little rundown of what's going on. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.